Welcome back to the It's Only Food podcast. I appreciate you listening. Be sure to follow, share, and leave a comment. Feel free to stalk me on social media. All my links are listed below in my profile. I am Chef John Polite. I have a cooking show on YouTube called It's Only Food with Chef John Polite. Do me a favor and go check that out when you have a little bit of time. All right, let's get started. We've got a lot to cover today. I know I've been talking a lot about the senior living dining industry that I've worked in for a while, but today we're going to switch some gears and we're going to talk a little bit about the YouTube channel and cooking videos and how to properly tag them for SEO optimization. The history of my channel, let me go back a couple years here. I started this in 2012. I had a public access cooking show that I was doing at a local public access, which is in my community here in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. The studio manager and producer there wanted to know why I wasn't on YouTube. And I'm like, YouTube? What's that? Believe me, folks, I had no idea what YouTube was. I had never really used it before. So I started a journey on how to learn about YouTube. But that happened more or less after I put a couple of the videos that I'd made for the studio that I was on TV in the area here. I put those up and bam, nothing was going on. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not a thing going on. I figured YouTube, you put a video up and it just got 1 million views right away. I mean, isn't that the way it worked? Wrong. That's not how it worked. You've got to actually do some work. You've got to know what you're doing. So I began the journey of research and reaching out to people to find out what it was that I was supposed to do in order to become somewhat successful on YouTube. And where else do you go but YouTube? So it's ironic that you go to YouTube, learn more about YouTube, and it's even more ironic that now I am using YouTube as a platform to teach other people how to do things better on YouTube as well. So metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is metadata. Metadata is data about data. I like to say data more than I like to say data. But metadata is data about the data. Your importance of tagging and using metadata is because YouTube can understand your video topics and categories and then associate it with similar content so you get seen in search engines and also in suggested videos, which will result in more views, which is better known as SEO or search engine optimization. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to just say we got done making a video and we got done making a video about chili. So it's in the editing software right now. We just got done editing it. It looks good, looks sharp. Then we're going to save that file, whether it be an MPG, AVI, whatever platform, whatever container file you want to use, but it's got to be compatible with, of course, what YouTube allows. But you're going to save that somehow so you can upload it to video, or upload it to YouTube, and you have to name that file. So here's where this process begins. You want to name your file the same way you're going to use your title, your description box, your first comment, and all the tags that you're going to use in the area where you're allowed to put tags on YouTube. So what I do is I just call my file, I name it How to Make Chili. Save it with that, and then you upload to YouTube. You're uploading it to YouTube, the page comes up where it says, it has the title, description box, first comment, and of course where you can put your tags. And of course my title is going to be How to Make Chili. Right underneath that you have a description box where you describe your video. In that I usually say, in this video I'm going to show you how to make chili. And then you can put whatever else you want. But in the visibility for most people coming on to YouTube and seeing your video, it's about 25 to 30 characters that you're able to see before you click that show more. You want to make sure that the first part of that description box that's visible, that you have what your video is, But you also want it to be consistent with your title and the file name that you gave it when you were editing. This is very important. It's got to be consistent. And I keep mentioning consistency because consistency is very key. You want to make sure that your file name, your title, your first comment, your description box, and your tags and keywords down there are all consistent, because consistency in naming all of those are what tickles the algorithms that YouTube uses to rank your video. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here or be critical, but I do think it's very important to not use phrases such as grandma's awesome chili recipe, or the best chili recipe in the world, or slammin' chili, or things like that, because you want to use words and key phrases that people are actually going to type into a search box, such as Google or Bing or YouTube, that are going to find them your video. And people aren't typing in, what's Susie's grandma's best recipe, or what's the slamminest chili recipe out there. They're typing in recipe for chili, or chili recipe, or just something simple and basic to find a chili recipe. And if your tags, title, file upload, description box, everything is consistent and in the same column, as it were, you're going to rank higher when it comes to Google and YouTube search. I've seen it with my own videos. I've seen it happen. And so you want to make sure that you're very, very consistent in how you name your video, and also in the title when you upload it. So under that, you of course like your own video as well. Click that thumbs up button for yourself. You can do that. That sends it out to Twitter. And then the first comment. Utilize that first comment. Put in that first comment. Here is a video I made for you on how to make chili. See what we're doing here? And then you go down below that, you've got that area where you can put tags and keywords in. So what I do there is the first one I put in is going to be exactly consistent with everything I've done so far, and that's going to be how to make chili. And then from there you can play around with the different variations of that. How to make a chili recipe, how to make chili recipe for chili, how to make a recipe for chili, chili recipe, how to make homemade chili, how do you make chili, what is a good recipe for chili. Basically right here is where you want to think like somebody that's looking about how they're going to type in to a search engine bar to find you, not to find you, but to find how they're going to make chili. So I would type in, how do you make chili? Whatever you put into that keyword box, you want to put it in as something that's relatable to how somebody typing into a search engine bar, how they're going to find your video. How to make chili, recipe for chili, chili recipe, how do I make chili, what's a good recipe for chili, things like that. So you got to think like the person that's typing into that search bar. You want them to find your video, and that's if you've got to keep it consistent with the other 5 things that we've talked about though as well. Now you can go back to all your videos that you've made, and you can change all these different things in the process. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time, but you can get it. You can't change the metadata, you can't change the file name that you've given it, because that would require you to upload it again with that actual name from the file. But you can go in and change the title, the tags, the description, the comment, all that. It does take time, but you can do that. I've done it a couple times now. There's also a thing, it's in my description box, it's called TubeBuddy. There are different price points for this that you can buy and pay it at a month. I think I've got the middle one, and it helps out a great deal to understand a lot of how this is done as well. I will be transparent. I do make a little bit of money off of this. If people click it and then buy it, I make a commission off that. But This is very important to make sure that you tag your videos, your title, your editing file name, your description box. Make sure your first comment and also all the tags in that box where you're allowed to put keywords are all consistent, and they at least have the same word or one word in there, which in this case would be chili. You want to make sure that chili is seen on all of that. So you're tickling those algorithms that YouTube uses to make sure your video moves up in the search rank for people that are out there looking for chili. All right, well, that's about all we got. Real quick, short episode today. I hope this episode has been helpful in helping you understand tagging your cooking videos for SEO optimization. Thanks for listening to the It's Only Food podcast. Be sure to follow, share, and comment. Thanks again for listening. Take care of yourselves.